Good morning. Today we're going to look at a problem for honors geometry. This particular problem comes from the section called Venn diagrams and sets. It's within the practice activity, and for me it's question number 4. So in this particular question, there's a Venn diagram, and the student has placed various measurements inside of the Venn diagram. However, this particular student has made a mistake. And so it says in the question that you have to figure out why it's correct or why it's not correct, analyzing his work. So in the question, it says that John surveyed 25 of his classmates about their music preference. And then it says 7 of them like hip hop, 7 like pop, and 8 of them said that they like neither. So we can figure out that there's a problem right away because with John's work here, if you add up the 4 measurements, okay, let's see, there's like the 8 people that are outside the Venn diagram. Then there's the 7 here, the 13 here, and then he said that there's 5 that like both in the middle. And so if we actually add these together, 8 plus 7 plus 5 plus 13, we get 28, which is too much because there's always supposed to be 25 people that he surveyed. So he's definitely made a mistake. And so here is a visual example of how we can fix this and what went wrong and why there's too many people. So let's draw a picture. We have our Venn diagram. We'll pretend that, let's see, so H for hip hop, P for pop, and then we'll have the rectangle around it. So we definitely know that there's 8 people who don't like either of them. So we'll put the 8 outside like normal. But here's where John went wrong with his work. When he said that there were 7 people who like hip hop, he never specified whether those 7 people only like hip hop or if they potentially could like hip hop and potentially also like something else. So those 7 students are somewhere in this red circle, but we don't actually know which section that they're a part of. And same with the people who like pop. There's 13 of them, but he doesn't specify whether those 13 people only like pop or if they potentially like both. And so we know that there's somewhere, these 13 people are somewhere in this particular circle. I'm going to enlarge this real quick so that way we can see it better. So the fastest way that people can figure out how many actually do go in the overlap is by figuring out how many people were double counted. So if we look at our addition up here, this is adding together too many people because the 7 includes some people who are in the middle, and the 13 also includes some people who are in the middle. So the people who are in the middle in both got double counted. And we can figure out how many people got double counted by just looking at how many people more did we have than what we expected. So if we do the 28 that we have minus the 25 that we know we really have, it turns out that 3 people were double counted. And so we can put those 3 people here, which means that we're 10 left over, right? Because these 2 groups have to add up to 13. And then this must be 4 because these 2 groups have to add up to 7. And so we can double check now. This should add up to a total of 25 students. So 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 10 is 17, plus 8 is 25. So that's what we are supposed to have and what we expect. So when you're answering the question, like here, what did you do wrong? There's a lot of ways to describe this. You could say that he accidentally double counted some students. You could say that he didn't place the 7 and the 13 correctly into the Venn diagram. You could say he didn't account for people who like both. There's many different ways to describe that, but hopefully this visual representation kind of explains what's going on here. And the question exists because it's trying to highlight that one of the most common mistakes that students make is accidentally double counting people or accidentally positioning numbers incorrectly in the diagram. Those are common mistakes, and by seeing a question like this, hopefully you can avoid making those mistakes yourself. So that is all we're going to do here today. Hopefully this helps you with the question. If you do have any additional questions, feel free to ask those through email or through Remind, and I'd be happy to take a look at whatever topics that you're interested in. Until then, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next stream.